Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm the Dark Empath. Nice to meet you. If you haven't already been to this channel before, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. You can subscribe to this channel if you want to. Please feel free to do that. Those of you who are already subscribed, thank you very much. Thumbs up to you. You're awesome. Very, very nice of you. And please do subscribe if you haven't liked this video. Whoa, if you do like that. The stack is jumping. What else? Introduction. Oh, I saw Ladybug today. If anybody wants to look that up, for the synchronicity thing. Yeah, I see these numerological sequences. That's what I was trying to remember that. So yeah, I saw Ladybug today. I didn't count like the dots on it. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. It might come back, but maybe if I can find it again, I'll make another video where I see how many dots it has and see if you know what that means. Okay, so 101. It's a pretty common number. I had the 8 of emotions come out here. 8 of emotions in reverse. 8 of cups in reverse. So continuing my spiel. Thank you for coming to the channel. I read reversals, like I just pulled one here. So it's not really up to your speed, not really up to your where you're really interested in. Your kind of don't pay attention to it so much. Gender energy is fluid, time is fluid. So if I read those and it doesn't make sense to your situation, don't really apply it if it's not really yours. It could be someone else's experience you're kind of picking up on because it is collective reading. Yeah. And I'm reading with the Muse Tarot. Yeah. Okay. I said I saw that Ladybug earlier. I was making a personal video. Ace of materials in reverse. Okay. 8 of emotions. 8 of cups in reverse is like you can't escape. You can't get away. Oh, or someone else can't get away. 8 of emotions. Let me just check this out to make sure I'm reading this correctly. I believe that's what it means. Like a person wants to, I even beg and borrow, a spiritual retreat or some sort of emotional getaway or some sort of retreat, whatever it is. They can't get into themselves, or they can't get out of a situation to get into it. I think that's what it means. Let me check. Because if we're there, if we're starting there, that makes sense because seasonal changes make people kind of restless, make people want to get up and make moves, whatever that means. Yeah, that's what it means. You can't get away. Either you can't get away from your personal physical situation, say you feel trapped in somewhere, or you can't get away emotionally. Yeah, you can't sort of 304. You can't sort of choose anything better for yourself. You may kind of feel stuck. You might kind of feel depressed, or this could be someone else. It's hard to let go in that situation to make new for space for any new experiences because you may be sort of feeling, or someone else may be sort of feeling bogged down. And it may be one of those things that because you feel like a consistent daily grind sort of thing. If you wake up in the morning, you might sort of feel like, oh God, another day. I just can't handle this again. I can't have a Groundhog Day. I can't handle living this day again. Every single day I wake up and it's the same day all day. I can't get away from it. This is also kind of repeating old stories to yourself, or this could be someone else doing that. Repeating old victim stories or stories of being hurt, regurgitating. But it's not about getting it out and talking about it and healing it. It's about sticking it and repeating it over and over and over, and sort of making a story over it where it's way worse than it actually ever was. Whatever happened, if something happened to you, if happened to someone else, that they may feel this about it. They may, or you may have a tendency to spin without trying to, without wanting to, probably spin a bit of a web or a bit of a yarn for yourself where you kind of feel stuck in your own story, where you can't really break out of your own story. You feel trapped in your story you've been telling yourself, or the story someone else has been telling you, or the story someone else has been telling someone else about you, or just the big collective story of bullshit story we all tell each other, where I manipulate you, you manipulate me, 444, just as a part of daily living as a human being. Yeah. Not feeling disappointed though, so probably okay. Probably this is not really great, but whatever. Not really satisfied though. it's like restless. Like you might feel like restless. Someone around you might feel restless. You might want to do stuff. Ace of Materials in reverse. Too bad because you have no money. Or they don't. Make money. Maybe they can't. Yeah. Eight of Emotions in reverse. Maybe someone can't get away from themselves. 519. Can't get away from themselves enough. Or can't get away from their emotional attachments to themselves or someone else's story or their past or their experiences, or even, like I said, retreat physically to some sort of other location where they can process themselves. They can't process whatever happened in the past, and they're stuck in a mindset. This is like it can get a person feeling like sorry for themselves and poor me. 543, and it can be hard to talk to someone when they're in this mindset, and it can be hard to talk yourself out of it if you're in that. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you're in there. Especially if what happened to you or what happened to someone else was really, 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 really bad. Like, really bad. And you have to sit and kind of rehearse it to yourself to figure out what it means, but, like, how far to go with it, right? Yeah. So, the lack of new money. Okay. So, this is like no new money is going to come to the situation, most likely, because whoever you are, whoever this is, isn't able to process whatever has happened in the past, or isn't able to come to terms with how they feel. Yeah. And isn't able to leave either. So it's like you kind of feel damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like you don't want to be somewhere, but you can't leave. That could be cause for a lot of resentment. A person can get pretty resentful in that situation. Someone could, or people could, make decisions for themselves and for other people that kind of don't really help themselves. So I'm seeing the Ace of Materials here in reverse as someone maybe feeling this feeling and maybe even feeling hopeless and lost and not really knowing how to deal with it. But strangely even satisfied with like feeling that way, because like that's a personal choice, I suppose. They kind of choose to let themselves or put themselves in a position where they don't get anything new financially. It's because their minds or their emotions are stuck somewhere else. They're not emotionally present. Yeah. Or if they are, they're overwhelmed and like unable to engage emotionally. Or like they're shut down emotionally. This person could be too logical. This person could be too logical sometimes. Yeah, in order to like avoid being disappointed, a person could like really feel like they have to be like a really super logical instead of even feeling any feelings at all. Anyways. 737. That could end a person sort of feeling like either they're not going to get financially anything new, or they're just not going to. Like no one's going to offer anything new to them. Or they're not going to try to get anything new because they can't get out of their story about themselves. Like lending to poverty or lending to an experience of a lack of financial stability. This could be that fear of lack, or this could be this actual lack. Like this Eight of Emotions in reverse is like a lack of like spiritual freedom, or a lack of being able to retreat and get over some tough stuff. So yeah, a person could feel or be feeling stuck in lack. This can make a person or people. Good people could do all kinds of things that aren't so good. This kind of this one came up on my earlier reading. If I can remember to link it, I will. People were competing with each other for a long time, and maybe at this point the competition is sort of waning. Yeah. But the competition is sort of waning because people aren't really able to get away. Say you want to compete, but you have to have somewhere to go to rest up between fights. What if you can't? What if you can't go anywhere to rest up between fights and figure out a way to come back, knowing how to deal with it, right? What if you can't choose a better path for yourself because your Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Materials is in the reverse, which is Pentacles. What if you don't have the financial wherewithal to choose direction you're going to go and you might feel trapped? That means that you wouldn't really have anything to bring forward to an argument or a competition anyway, most likely. You would, if this is someone else, feel depleted and trapped, and just really, maybe just choose to live in this lack, just to avoid the fight. This fight is finding its way to an end or a close because this fight is usually a fake fight. This is usually either a fake fight or a person's a fake fight, or a group of people have been so underhanded with each other and so conniving and so manipulative and like just obviously very toxic with each other. It kind of can't continue because it's just too big. Like, and especially if it gets exposed that this has been like an underhanded covert competition. Yeah. Which would make sense as to why a person would feel trapped emotionally. and why they wouldn't be able to feel like they can manifest anything new financially, or they feel if they look around at everything they have, maybe they have enough, but they didn't feel like they were going to, like this year maybe they wasn't gonna weren't gonna be able to make enough money to be competitive in their industry. Maybe this year they would have to bow out of the competition because they can't afford to collaborate because they don't have enough benefits coming within their whatever it is. They don't have enough benefits. Whoever this is, if this is you, someone else, this could be like a collaboration of people who do this sort of thing. But it's a personal thing to a certain point, because someone's being competitive, toxically competitive. They can put people who they're competing with in the ace of emotions and almost like use it to their advantage, like I was reading earlier. They use it to their advantage to like get themselves to, or get that person to like need to retreat and like not be able to and feel trapped and have to like sacrifice themselves financially or sacrifice themselves materially, like sacrifice material wealth, like to pay for something that maybe they used to get for free, or something that they thought they could have before. That was like creating almost like an emotional dependency. Yeah, that wasn't really actually necessary. Yeah, because if the eight of emotions is in the upright, there would be some freedom here. A person would have the freedom to let go of something emotionally and walk away from it. But since it's in the reverse, a person has no freedom to walk away from this. Like it's like you invested all your emotions into something and lost it, and now you can't leave. But for some reason you don't, or someone else doesn't feel sad or disappointed by it. Maybe it's like, well, there's a stability in that. Maybe there's a stability in that it's hard to see as necessary. Yeah, because if the toxic competitions become too much, people can't even collaborate with each other out of fear of being undermined in even like a small little get together. Something has to change, because this means more than one person's going through this experience. Most likely, a lot of people or even organizations are going through this experience of lack because of this most likely orchestrated experience. Yeah, most likely it's been set up to create this. Fine, it's okay, because this might mean that the competition won't be as toxic. Well, I don't know, we'll see. It could be trying to do that, but it might not. Yeah, this might just be you deciding to stop fighting. Also, you could just be like, screw this, I can't be doing this is too competitive, and just leave. Yeah. Maybe though you have to stay emotionally invested even though you can leave the conflict. Maybe you still can't leave the conflict. Yeah. Interesting. Lovers and bright. Oh, 13-14. There's a connection here, a relationship, a bond, a marriage, a collaboration, two people coming together. So it also be your relationship with your inner self, your relationship with your, the way that you deal with yourself. You love yourself, your self-love, your self-partnering. This could be like the ultimate goal for a person or a group of people. 1344 is to be able to like love themselves that much, or to bring love into the situation. So maybe this is what it is. But I think there's love into this situation. There could be some new love coming into the situation for you or someone else. Or this could be because you are in a situation where you feel supported. And as much as this stuff is tough to cope with, as much as the eight of emotions and the ace of materials in reverse, and this toxic competition, or like slowing down of a toxic competition with the five of inspirations in reverse, it's whatever it is, you still have your support within yourself or with someone else that you can go to. It makes it a little easier to feel like escaping or leaving emotionally. Like 1434 isn't like all that necessary. Yeah, like you don't have to walk away, you don't have to heal the old wounds. Maybe if you don't want to, maybe you don't want to touch the old wounds, maybe you want to leave them alone. Maybe you don't want to choose right now, maybe you want to be okay with it. But like, well, it's the idea of settling, like, 1 4 5 6. As long as you're okay with that, right? You can be okay. Yeah, even if everything else is in the reverse.